This video is my unpopular opinion on the body positive movement. So, what is my unpopular opinion, you may ask? My unpopular opinion is that the body positive movement has almost become an excuse for us. I have been thinking about this for a long time and how I'm going to get a lot of pushback on this probably, and that's okay. I'm open to feedback. I'm open to educating myself. But as someone who is a size 16, 18, I'm like right on that regular size, plus size range. I have felt a lot of things recently with how some of even my favorite YouTubers are displaying their thoughts on body positivity. So first of all, I think fat shaming is horrible. I don't think you should fat shame anyone. I don't think you should comment on anyone's weight. I don't think that whether you think they're too skinny or too thick or their arms are too big or their face is too fat, like I got chubby cheeks, like nobody needs to know that. If you're not going to be uplifting someone, I don't think you should be commenting on that. But as someone who is part of the normal to almost plus size community, I do weigh about 245 pounds. I'm 5'7". I have big bones. I carry my weight in my stomach, mostly in like my neck and face, so like my upper half. I know how it feels to see influencers, especially like on Instagram, and models who are so skinny, and you can't help but compare yourself to that, and you want to be like that. But at the end of the day, I feel like there's a complete other side to that has been almost encouraging us to gain weight without considering health. Now, you may think that I'm completely wrong and that I'm uneducated on this. I want to preface with saying I have a degree in public health. I had 2 years of biomedical sciences, 2 years of public health training. I've taken nutrition classes, biology classes, anatomy classes. I understand. I'm not a doctor, so I don't understand how all the diseases work and things like that, but I understand how the body works. Now, I'm not saying that being skinny equals healthy. It does not. Some of the skinniest people, I say skinny, but some of the thinnest people are the most unhealthy people because they can fill their body with junk food and with fat, and they don't gain weight. Their metabolism is sped up, and they also have different receptors in their stomach that understands how calories work and can, as opposed to like stretch receptors where my body works by volume. I eat until I'm full. Some people's stomachs work until they have enough calories. And I'm not saying that being thin means you're healthy. I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying that if you're overweight, you're not healthy. What I'm saying is that with this body positivity, we're almost making it an excuse to continue to gain weight without considering health. Some of my favorite YouTubers I've watched are talking about how much weight they've gained in the past year and how much they've gained in quarantine, and that's okay, and that is okay. Everybody's going to fluctuate in weight. What's not okay is us continuing to show how we're eating crap all day, every day, and gaining 50 pounds a year, and then thinking that's okay, because that's not healthy. I'm not saying that weight and health are synonymous, because they are not. They are nowhere near the same. What I am saying though is that we can use weight as part of an indicator. So I have been on a journey. I've already lost, I think it's like 6 pounds. Last year I lost 15 pounds. I gained it all back. A lot of things happened. But I'm on Weight Watchers, which is called my WW now. And I'm trying to make moves to make myself healthier. And sometimes, and most times, that does mean weight loss. I'm not saying that being skinny means that you're healthy. I'm going to keep saying that over and over again, because for me, that's not what it means. But I know that my body is not healthy because of the way I'm eating. So my unpopular opinion is that we need to be confident in ourselves. We need to encourage other women and other men. We need to lift each other up, but at the same time, we also need to encourage each other to be the healthiest that we can be. You may think I'm a hypocrite because I weigh this much and I look like this and I'm talking about being healthy. When I went to my doctor last time, the only thing wrong with me was my iron levels. And that's because I don't eat meat. I'll eat chicken occasionally, but I don't eat red meat. I don't eat a lot of high iron foods. So I've been put on iron supplements. My triglycerides are perfect. My blood sugar is perfect. Everything is perfect except for my iron. And I do weigh a lot, but there is always ways to improve. I know that the amount of excess fat on my body is not good for my joints. It's not good for my scoliosis in my back. I have a plica syndrome in my knees. It's not good for that. It hurts. The extra weight is hurting me. So while I may go in labs look perfect, I can feel how much it hurts. So to me, that's not healthy. If I can change something to make myself feel better, then that's what I want to do. So that's what I'm proposing, is let's look at it as far as health is concerned. So many people are I love looking at plus size Instagram models, and I love that they're confident and can do that. I love that. I love that we are being more inclusive. I love that brands are extending their sizes. I love all of that. I love that people are encouraging each other. I'm not saying put anyone down. I am saying though that maybe for just a moment we should also think about the health side. There are things that make you gain weight that you cannot help. PCOS, for example, getting on birth control for the first time maybe. There are things that will make you gain weight. But I also think that we use that as an excuse to also eat whatever the heck we want and fill our bodies with crap. And I'm so tired of that being the norm, is that I'm gaining 50 pounds and I'm eating a cheeseburger 3 times a day. But that's okay because I love my body. I don't think that that's okay. And that's my unpopular opinion. If you are overweight like me, or you may be even super thin, I think that you should love your body. And I love my body because it does so much for me. But I would love it, but I need to show it love by feeding it well, by fueling it with the things that it needs. And for me, am I perfectly healthy? No. Is anybody the perfect picture of health? No. But can we all do something better every single day to do that? Yes, we can. So for me right now, that's on being on the Weight Watchers. For me, that helps me be accountable to myself. My husband's one of those people that he can literally eat anything and not gain a pound. I'm the complete opposite. So having something where I'm watching what I'm eating and being able to actually measure that and look at that is helpful for me. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about nutrition. You're like, wow, Amy, you're so overweight. How do you think that you have the right to talk about health and nutrition? I'm not a doctor. This is what I know from my college classes. This is what I know from research, from watching other YouTubers, from listening to other doctors. One of my favorite books is Dr. McGregor's How Not to Die, and it's about veganism. Am I 100% vegan? No. That book though is phenomenal, and it is so scientific. And that's what I understand and comprehend, is the scientific backing behind all of these facts. So for me, I wanted to share some things that I think that we could all do better on, and that is our American diet is so full of fats. Fat is the highest calorie dense food. It is the most calorie dense food. I could literally take 1 teaspoon of oil, and it is the same amount of points as, I was trying to think, no, 1 teaspoon of oil is 1 point on Weight Watchers, for example. It's like 98 calories or something like that. I'll get these facts straight. It's a lot of calories. You can literally eat like 3 heads of broccoli for the same amount of calories as like 1 teaspoon of oil. It's crazy how when you learn how calorie density works, how much better you're going to feel, and how much you're gonna watch the pounds just shred off like I am. And they're just falling off because I'm understanding how calorie density works. So I think the other thing with Americans is not just calorie density, and that we want to put everything in fat and we want to fry everything and we think everything has to be cooked in oil. It's also our portion sizes of those things. You can literally eat as many vegetables as you want, water-based vegetables. So squash, zucchini, carrots, I don't like celery, but celery, cucumbers, lettuces. You can eat all these greens and all these foods all day long in massive portions. But we think that we can do the same thing with a bag of chips or crackers or cake or breads and it be the same result, and that's not true. The amount of calories is not the same. And people are like, you shouldn't have to count calories. You don't have to count calories. You just have to understand how it works. And it works by saying that vegetables and whole plant-based foods are less calories than refined foods. That's just that. Avocados are nothing but fat. They're straight fat, but they have like half the amount of calories as pressed olive oil or canola oil. You can eat so much more avocados and you're getting more nutrients. You're getting the nutrients out of that. Nuts and seeds are very high in fat and they're also high in calories. But the amount of that you would eat versus like just cooking with oil, you're getting so much more, and you're getting omega-3s and omega-5s, those fatty acids that your body actually needs in order to survive. So you don't have to completely understand how things work. You don't have to count your calories. You don't have to count every gram of fat that you eat. But Americans, our portion sizes are out of control when it comes to those fatty foods. Nobody wants to sit down and eat 500 grams or like even a pound of lettuce, but it takes nothing for us to eat, I don't eat cheeseburgers, but a whole cheeseburger and a side of fries and wash it down with a sweet tea. It takes nothing to do that. And that's the problem, is that we are so accustomed to fueling our bodies with those insulin spiking foods, those foods that are going to drive up your insulin levels, your blood sugar, and then it's going to crash. They're called high glycemic foods. That's the problem, is that we're so accustomed to fueling our bodies with that instead of fueling our bodies with the good stuff. I'm not saying you can never have a potato chip. I'm not saying you can never have a cheeseburger, but the problem is that's normal for us. Body is fueled by carbohydrates. Glucose is the main component of carbohydrates. Glucose is broken down into ATP. ATP, adenosine triphosphate, is the fuel for your body. Without carbohydrates, your body cannot be fueled. That's why they talk about the keto flu and you have no energy. That's because you're not making energy. I cannot stress enough how I feel about the keto diet, because I don't think it's realistic. You will drop pounds like that. You'll drop 50 pounds, no problem. That is not sustainable. And if you've done that and that works for you, power to you. More power to you. If you've consulted with your doctor and that's what they've advised, awesome. Do I think that we could all cut back on carbs? Maybe just a little bit. By carbs, I mean our breads that have been refined, our refined flour, our cakes, our sugar intake. Do I think we could cut back on that? Yeah, I think we could. By carbs, do I think that we could cut back on the amount of like French fried potatoes? Yes. Do I think that we need to cut our carbs out that are potatoes, sweet potatoes, brown rice, even white rice, quinoa? Do I think we need to cut that out? No, I do not. Those things are good for your body. Your body needs carbohydrates to fuel itself. Fruit has so many nutrients. I mean, you've seen the old food pyramids where it's like vegetables and fruit consumption a day. That's carbs. Your body actually needs those to survive. So do I like the keto diet? No. Do I think it's sustainable? No. If you've talked to your doctor and that's what they've recommended, cool. My doctor recommended me cut back my carbohydrates, and I talked to her and I said, I don't think that's going to work for me. And she said, well, how about this? How about you cut out your refined carbohydrates, your simple carbohydrates, like your sourdough white bread. You cut back on white rice and replace it with brown rice. How about you use less flour? How about we do those kinds of things? I was like, what a revolutionary idea. You don't have to cut out carbohydrates to lose weight. I follow, if you're wanting some examples of people to follow and to look up to and to just get some more information, follow High Carb Hannah on Instagram and on YouTube. Follow Plentiful Kiki. Read Dr. McDougall's The Starch Solution. Read into that. Read How Not to Die by Dr. McGregor. Read all of these things. Educate yourself on what your body actually needs. Watch those success stories. The weight loss stories from High Carb Hannah and Plentiful Kiki blow my mind. Now, Plentiful Kiki, she didn't eat hardly any nuts or seeds. My doctor has recommended that I do need to eat some kind of fats, omega-3 and 5 fatty acids. So I do eat some of that. You can still lose weight doing that. Are you going to lose weight if every snack of your day is 1 cup of nuts? Probably not. But you do need to have some kind of fat in your diet. So I'll still eat a little avocado. I'll still eat a couple of pecans or something like that because I'm allergic to a lot of nuts. But you can eat those things and still lose weight because they're whole plant-based foods. Am I a vegan 100%? Absolutely not. Do I want to be? Yes. I went vegan for a couple of months. I found that I have a few areas to work on. That is one of my goals, is to be vegan. And everybody's like, well, it's so easy, you just drop this. And a lot of people, it is easy for them to go cold turkey. I live in the South. I live on the Gulf Coast where seafood is literally almost every meal, it seems like. It's everywhere. It's super fresh, super high quality. I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem with farming fish and raising fish to be eaten. I have a problem with that. If you want to know my views on animal rights and things like that, we can do a whole nother video. But I want to be a better me. I want to be the healthiest version of myself. I want that for you. I want us to be healthy together. Let's talk about exercise for just a second as well. I don't think you have to run 4 or 5 miles a day to get exercise. My doctor recommended 30 minutes of physical activity a day, 5 days a week. I asked her, I was like, I've got stairs in my new house. She was like, go up and down the stairs. She was like, walk around your backyard. Take your dogs on a walk. Move your body. Being active does not mean being an Olympic athlete. It means moving your body. And in the words of Yoga with Adrienne I love so much, find what feels good. Eat what feels good. Move your body in a way that feels good to you. I can't run. My knees don't let me. I have horrible knees. Have since I was a kid. I can't run very well, but I can walk. I can do some weightlifting. I need to stop messing with my pop socket on my phone. I can do all these things to just move my body. Do I want to be more active? Yes. Leave me links below in your favorite ways to be active. Tell me what your favorite ways to be active are. Anyway, my soapbox is over. I'm getting down from it. If you've stuck around to the end of this video, thank you so much. Will there be a lot edited out? Probably, because this video is almost 40 minutes long. Sorry, Nick. Nick is my husband who also edits my videos. But I love you guys so, so much.